All right, Mount Rudmore here, back with another round of Big Brother 25 chat. And oh, it's funny. I almost did this last night, but I'm like, Sunday was kind of a slow day, and Monday, even with a veto meeting, was a slow day. I mean, that's just how the current people with power, like who technically have power, like HOH and veto, that's just kind of how they're playing. That Cameron's nominees and the veto meeting just doesn't matter. So I figured, you know what? I don't have a lot. I'll just wait till tomorrow. Maybe I'll get a little bit more. And they made up for lost time. I will tell you that. Last night was madness. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is something that I actually it happened before my last stream, but it was something I didn't really want to talk about because I didn't want to acknowledge it. But now I think I kind of have to. I didn't bring up Matt calling America a B over her messing up his Q-tip shrine to Riley. And it's like, bro, I would have only kept that up for like a week or something. But he called her a B over messing it up. And I didn't think it was very funny, but I did think it was a joke. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's maybe not do that again. But then he did it again. And I'm like, come on, Matt. And for no real reason, he took a shot at Taylor, saying she was with Monty for the money and wasn't with Joseph. And I don't know if I had any faith remaining in my draft team, but now I don't know if I even care. I'm just like, you can all go. I'm honestly done with all of you. You are all a bunch of embarrassing flops in one way or another. You're either bad at the game, not a very good person, or both. So yeah, I almost looked the other way, but Matt just had to push it. And then I guess he said something about partying during COVID. Like, bro, stop talking. And of course, Matt isn't the only gross guy in the house talking about women. Jared is talking down to Blue about getting him in trouble with some of the things she's saying. First of all, she's on the block. She's got to do what she has to. I mean, if anything, Blue hasn't really done enough in her time on the block. But also, Blue, he had red flags before you started really getting close with him. Like during your cuddle sessions, he was just waving red flags left and right, like he was 1/3 of the American flag. I mean, what did you expect, Blue? He was telling you who he was, and you still decided to get close to him. And yeah, Blue's just another one where I'm like, I made a huge mistake. She was my first round draft pick. My first round draft pick last year was Taylor. The year before that, it was Xavier. Do you know how painful it is to fall from that kind of a high to this? So, Corey in America. Corey tells America about the 7 deadly sins, and America talks to Jag about it, saying that Corey told her. And from here, Jag starts throwing them under the bus to Matt to try and convince him that Jared is untrustworthy. But like that, okay. He said that Jared had some kind of connection to this. I wrote this note a couple days ago. See, this is why I should have done this earlier. But yeah, this is his tactic to convince Matt that Jared is untrustworthy because he thinks Corey and America know because of Jared. And he tells Izzy and Sari, but they're both too focused on Corey's part in this dispute. Because they're just not even worried about Jared at all, because why would they be? Corey learns about it, and he tries to do damage control with Izzy, which then leads to Izzy telling Sari that Corey was spiraling, and now they cannot trust him. How has it gone this poorly for Corey so fast? He's easily one of the better players in the house. But the thing is, I feel like Sari and her crew are probably more aware of him than anyone else. Uh, sorry, 1 second. Sorry about that. Um, Matt pitches to Sari that they should keep Jag to fight against Cameron and Red and be a shield for them. And Sari likes this plan, as do Felicia and Izzy. But Sari knows one person who will not like this plan, Jared. He's not going to want to vote out Blue. Sari says that she plans to not tell Jared until the last second, but she doesn't really mean it. She's going to tell him fairly quickly. Bowie. Bowie is starting to think that Izzy doesn't like her. And to be fair, it's not like Izzy is particularly good at hiding how she feels about certain people when she's around them. So I'm wondering, is Bowie going to start breaking away from Izzy and maybe trying to work against her a little? And Izzy finds out that Bowie doesn't like her, and she can't understand it. Like, Izzy, you can't stop talking about how much you dislike so many people in this house. And now you don't understand why someone is maybe matching your energy? And I mean, her name's not even Bowie anymore. I mean, she's finally being called Bowie Jane again, but now her name is effing Bowie Jane. Like everyone independently, whenever she comes up, they're just like effing Bowie Jane. And for what it's worth, I feel like after the season, Bowie is gonna have a decent sense of humor about it, and like I don't know, do some kind of merch or just like some kind of meme on like her social media accounts where she just refers to herself as effing Bowie Jane. I feel like she'll embrace it. So we get a new alliance, but it's clearly not real. It's Corey, America, and Matt. Corey had originally jokingly said, named an alliance the Unreliables, but then he's like, the three of us are kind of like playing rat games, so we're like the reliable rats. And of course, this is really just Matt fishing for votes for Jag to stay. Or at least that's what I thought, but as future stuff seems to indicate, he may not have been doing this, or at least doesn't realize that he could have been doing this. Corey and America. They spend a long time in the hammock, flirting. And it's looking more and more official by the second with these two. But let's talk about the other couple. The one that people are less interested in. Jared tells Blue his mother is in the house. She thinks it's not a big deal. Like, why? Why would this help me? Gee, I don't know. You're on the block. The veto hasn't been used yet. You can maybe bring this information to Red, who can possibly do something with it to keep you. Maybe this could be a thing you could do. But no. And not only does she not think it's a big deal, she thinks his mother is Felicia. And I honestly thought this was going to be a throwaway joke. I didn't think it was going to actually gain a lot of ground. But Blue has apparently heard Cameron's theory that Felicia is related to Denzel Washington. So she not only believes that Felicia is related to Denzel Washington, but that Jared is Felicia's son, which therefore makes Denzel Jared's uncle. They talk about this for a while, and it takes him a long time to realize that she thinks Felicia is his mother. Oh, God, Blue. Blue. Blue, blue, blue. I could not have been more wrong picking you first for my draft. This woman is hopeless. She has no reads at all. And then they have sex in the loft, which is like the couch area near the HOH room. This is a common area. Like, they might as well have done it on the kitchen island. Uh, Red has a conversation with Jag that really makes me hate Red. Red says, "Listen, I got nothing against you, but I can't go against the house. This is what the house wants." Red is saying everything that Big Brother fans hate. This whole go with the house mentality, don't shake things up, exclude the people on the bottom. Like, I honestly thought last year we took great strides to get away from this. Like, it was looking that way early on, and then the leftovers formed and completely flipped the house. And also, even going a season earlier, the cookout, they had their plan and they executed it flawlessly, but they did not other anybody. They were just like, we have our alliance, we have our cause. But that doesn't mean we have to just tell the other people, "Oh no, no, you're nothing." That's what Red's doing, and like I half expect him to be on the block, but he's not the target, and him just stands up and says, "Vote the HOH way," but like in a southern accent, just like Christmas did during All Stars, the night Kaser went home, just to really make the fandom angrier that such a beloved icon in the fandom was leaving over someone who played that passively and volunteered to be a replacement nominee because she just felt that comfortable. Like, yeah, that's how I feel about Red. He's a very boring player who's just everything that has been wrong about modern Big Brother. And I thought we were moving past it, but Red is determined to just take us right back. Now, Suri tells Jared the real target is Blue. She wants him and Matt to vote Blue out, and they'll blame Corey and America. And honestly, Suri has Red misted so hard that Red would 100% believe this. But of course, Jared is not happy, and he argues with his mother about it. Jared's talking to Blue later on, he's trying to ask, like, basically, would we stay together if we got separated by jury? Like, one of us was pre-jury, but then the other made it to jury. Like, what would happen? And as he's negging and gaslighting her a lot throughout this conversation with anything she says, because that's what Jared does, because we all know who he listens to podcast wise and video wise, but he hasn't come right out and say it yet. But You know, he's clearly a tater tot. Um, he doesn't like any of her answers and just gaslights her over and over again. And the whole time he's contemplating voting her out, like, will I, won't I? We do get an answer about whether he wants to or not, a little more decisively, but we'll get to that. Um, this was kind of funny. Corey and America were cuddling in the have not room, while Jared and Blue apparently were either doing it or about to do it. But the thing is, Jared and Blue are keeping it a little hidden. Corey and America are cuddling openly, and everyone kind of knows about it, and it's part of why both of their spots in the house are going down by the second. Lucky for them, there's a lot of people down there, so they still have a chance of surviving just, like, at random. But this was kind of funny. Izzy sneaks into the have not room and just leaves a box of condoms there. And clearly she left them for the wrong couple. But she actually, like, they all had trouble finding them because Jared and Blue were the ones who were actually using them. Try not to think about that too much, but Jared was literally trying to clean up the loft. He was using like Clorox wipes trying to get it up, and it's like you get it clean. I mean, not get it up. Oh boy, like come on, dude. Like this is clearly all brand new furniture that they put in this house, and it is only week 4, and you've already defiled something, and not even like a sheet or anything, but like an actual cushion. So yeah, that was certainly gross. What was not gross is Mimi finally doing something to kind of counteract what I had considered her biggest flaw, being antisocial. She's talking to Jag, and they talk about a path forward, and Mimi is like genuine about this, as we'll later see. Because you know these people. They're going to keep flipping. Sorry, I have the hiccups. They're going to keep flipping a million times, but Mimi is going to be pretty consistently pro keeping Jag. And I've said this before, I don't think Jag is playing a very good game. He's on my draft team. I don't have much hope for him. But I I always sensed that his social game was going to be his biggest strength. And so far it has been because he is Cameron's target, but you know, he has a chance of survival. Granted, I don't want to say how much of a chance he has because it's hard to tell because they flip-flop several times. And so far, like every week there's been at least a little bit of flip-flopping. I feel like each week there's been a little more than the previous week. I mean, with Kirsten, like there was definitely some consideration, but everyone was like, "Nah, not over Felicia." And then with Riley, there was a lot of talk, but then they kind of settled down. And then with Heisem, they were just going back and forth, and so many people had to be like, "This is a terrible idea." But now, as we're going to see, this is actually a case of Suri and Jared being against each other on this. But Mimi is going to be consistently pro Jack. Red doesn't use the veto, and like he's such a meaningless player that I literally forgot to write that down in my notes for hours. Because I mean, like I don't need to write down who won the veto, but usually I have to write down like some kind of aftermath. But no, I just went right into things other people were talking about because red is nothing. Izzy talks to Jag. She wants to keep him. Says it would be a blindside for Cameron. Even bigger than it was for Heisem. And Jag says that was a blindside for one person. And this would be blindsiding several people, so this would be a heist. And, I kind of like the sound of that. And they talk about Corey a little more. They're like, yeah, he's playing the middle. He thinks he's slick, but we're on to him. So yeah, that's Corey. I don't even want to say catching a stray. It's just like people actually noticing stuff about his game. Do you hear those sirens? There's some right outside. I mean, not right outside, but near me. I don't know if you could hear them or not. Um, Blue spends a lot of time trying to bond with Jared's mother, Felicia. There's been a lot of debate where people are like, no. Blue doesn't actually think Felicia is Jared's mother. Like she figured it out. Like she might have been confused at first, but no, she figured it out. I don't believe that because why is Blue spending all this time with Felicia? So Blue is completely convinced of that. Meanwhile, Cameron and Red are completely convinced that Jag is going to be the one who leaves this week. And they're like, listen, if we get to the final 8, then Legend 25 is truly a legendary alliance. Nope. Even if that works, no one will care because no one cares about 8-person alliances. Like, I think 7 is the absolute maximum because last year, the leftovers, we were all on board, and even that didn't make it. They weren't the final 7. But no, they're like, oh yeah, Legend 25, this is the real deal. This is going to be a truly legendary alliance. Cameron thinks that after Jag, it should go Blue, America, Corey, Jarrett. And then that just leaves them with Legend 25 remaining in the house. Red is worried about Izzy winning HOH. He's the only person in Legend 25 he's a little iffy about. But Cameron, he's like, no. I want Izzy to be the next HOH. So, yeah, is there trouble among the hillbillies? Trouble in redneck paradise? Uh, what's really going on is Red, in particular, really does not like America. That's why he's pushing for her to go fairly soon. Because, unlike most rednecks, he hates America. And the thing is, everybody knows that Cameron and Red want Blue and America as the next 2 out. But nobody really understands why. They're like, no, this can't be true. That doesn't make any sense for them. They're clearly lying. Um, the Keep Jag talks continue. Jared thinks that his opposition right now is a final 5 of Cam, Red, Bowie, Corey, America, Matt. This is who he thinks is a final 5. These 6 people have a final 5. Really, Jared. To quote Mimi, the math ain't mathing. And I know Mimi did not invent that saying, but like for this cast, it's just associated with her. Like last year, Turner did not invent the terms "that's fire" or "facts." No, he just said them a lot. He didn't invent them, but like those were his in the house. So yeah, it was just associated with them the most. Same thing with Mimi and the math ain't mathing. This is really just further proof to me of why I feel so confident in my dislike of Jared. I think he's an idiot. He just says so many dumb things that don't add up, and yet he's still super well protected. It's like there's not anything that can go wrong for him. You know? It's like he's like Homer Simpson. He can just get away with all these dumb things and still be fine. Yeah, there, I said it. Jared is Homer Simpson. Felicia and Jared talk about how Izzy is becoming a problem. They're like, we're not sure how loyal she's going to be. And I'm like, Jared is one of the most disloyal contestants ever. Yet he, like I said, he's very unlikely to take a hit for it. And Felicia also starts pitching to him that they want to keep Jag, which of course he already knows. But yeah, that's someone else in this tight knit unit of Sari, Felicia, and Izzy. And like, oh no, we can't tell Jared until the last second. And then Felicia's now the second person to tell him far earlier than the last second. Jared says that Jag will be harder to get out and is more likely to win HOH than Blue is, which is true. Felicia says she has a final two with Sari, but thinks she's doing too much and wants to stick with Jared. And there we have it. Our first signs of trouble in the heart of the house. About to have a heart attack. Jared goes to Sari, tells her about what Felicia said, and she is annoyed about Felicia saying that. But Sari just still goes into game mode and tries to explain why voting Blue out would be good for his game, but he disagrees. And listen, there are some reasons why it is better for Blue to stay and Jag leave for everybody. So I would be inclined to believe him if two things weren't true. If Jared was not an idiot and Sari wasn't a mastermind. Okay? Listen, there is a lot of debate still going, even online, about what is the right move for their game. And I'm telling you right now, if it's what Jared wants to do, I don't believe it's the right course of action. I think Sari sees ahead and sees how it's all going to work out. So yeah, I'm Team Sari, and also I just want Jag to stay because I'm just completely over Blue, and the showmance is gross, and I just want to cut my losses with Blue. Yeah, I picked her first, but I was wrong. So I want her out of the house so I don't have to look at her and be reminded of my failures anymore. But this debate goes on for a while. Jared's like, I'll hear what the others have to say, but Sari points out the thing that I was thinking. What's anyone else going to say that Sari, his own mother, can't get through to him? Jared's like, we are on the same team here. We're all in this big group together. But Sari says he's the only one on the team who trusts Blue more than Jag. So he's not really being a team player. Which is also true. Yeah, I'm sorry. I want Blue out. I trust Sari's judgment over Jared's. So, yeah. I, honestly, if Sari thinks that taking out Blue is the right course of action, I also think it is. Of course, she's probably just going to flip back because, at the end of the day, for the first 3 weeks of this game, despite all the flip-flopping, the varying degrees of flip-flopping, they all just ultimately came to the same conclusion that, like, basically they just did what the HOH wanted in the end, no matter what they talked about. So, Yeah, that's why part of me is thinking that Jag is going to be leaving the house unless this twist, this America's vote thing comes through for him. 1 second. Oh God. Did it really just freeze on that weird face of me? Yikes. That's better. Okay. Sorry. Uh, Sari goes to Izzy, and Sari's like, okay, the flip's off. Jared's not going to budge. It's just going to be 5-5. Cameron's going to vote out Jag anyway, so let's just vote out Jag. But then Izzy suggests, do we actually need his vote? Can we get a sixth vote another way? And Suri, of course, is like, okay. Izzy is, of course, talking about possibly getting one of Corey in America, even though they are very hesitant to give any information to either of them because they think they are too sneaky. They got too much going on. At this point, they really don't anymore. Everyone's against them. Like, Jag is about all they have left, and he's already kind of ratted them out, and America's pretty upset at him for that. Or is Corey more upset? I don't even know. These people are so hard to keep track of. Cameron notes that Izzy and Felicia are very comfortable with Jared, and he's comfortable with them. And he's like, something's going on here. We should talk to Sari about it. And just like that, we know that he's not gonna solve this problem. I say they, but him and Red are basically attached at the hip at this point. But they both think they're attached to Sari's hip. And that's just it. At what point are you going to keep going to Sari to help solve your problems, but then you still have problems? Like, how many times does this have to happen before you start to think, is Sari the problem? This person who's a legend from another reality show? Clearly, if she's a legend who's played 4 times, she must be pretty good. And Survivor is a very social game like Big Brother. So, could Sari be the problem here? But they still haven't gotten that far yet. Still haven't figured that out. Because they're idiots. There, I said it. They're idiots. It's a lot of idiots in this house. Izzy talks to Jared about the vote. He's mad that he was left out in the first place. And he keeps trying to talk up Blue, why she is better to keep around than Jag. She's like, I don't want to have to try and get Corey or America as the sixth vote, but I will if I have to. And yeah, it's just another instance of somebody completely giving up the game to someone they probably shouldn't. Because now I feel like Jared would probably have some incentive to try and get to Corey in America and start working on them a little more. Trying to convince them of what he wants. But here is the interesting thing. Cameron, Red, and Bowie talk about how they'd rather keep Jag. But are they going to say anything to anyone? No. I mean, granted, Bowie probably can't say a word to anybody at this point because no one wants to even entertain her presence, but, like, Cameron is the HOH. Red is the veto winner. They have pull that is just bestowed upon them by wearing that key and that and that veto sign. So, like, I mean, okay, I guess Red technically isn't wearing it anymore. He put it back in the box by now. But still, he won power this week. So they do have a little bit more pull than they had previously. But they're not even trying to make any moves with it. They're just like, we don't want to go against the house. Like, you can be the house. You're the head of household. You can make things happen to make what you want to have happen. It's like, just be proactive. But everyone in this house is too paranoid to do what they want. And this even includes Cerie's group to an extent. Like, Jared is the only person who is like adamantly pushing for something that he wants to have happen. Which is frustrating. Because he's the one person I don't want to see get what they want. And I don't want to see him and Blue ruin any more of the nice furniture that they put in this house. Like, if these two, God, if they get the HOH bed, one of them wins HOH while the other one's still in the house. Oh, God. Just burn the mattress. They're just gonna. They're gonna be up there all day. Red tells Cerie he does not trust Izzy. So then Cerie goes and gets Izzy, but she gets her very openly, like around other people, including Felicia, which makes her mad. And at this point, Felicia and Cerie officially are losing trust in each other. Felicia tells Mimi that Jag is staying because it's what Cerie wants. Meanwhile, Cerie tells Izzy that Felicia ratted out their final two to Jarrett. So that's where things are with Cerie and Felicia. Another bit of trouble in paradise, perhaps. So, a meeting is called. Legend 25, with the exception of Matt. Everyone else is there. And there's a lot of finger pointing that goes on, but Red ultimately is just like, no, wait. Hold on. It's America's fault. I hate America. I'm a redneck, so I've never said that before, but I hate America. And Corey also gets partially blamed for this because they view Corey and America as one player at this point, kind of like how they view Cameron and Red, just as just one. Of course, Izzy and Matt are the ones most responsible for certain information getting out. And in all this talk, there's one thing they don't talk about at all: the vote on Thursday. If just one person had said, I think I want to keep Jag this week, that would have caught on. And it would have been the majority vote right there. But no, that didn't come up in this meeting. Very legendary, Legend 25. Um, Jared talks to Mimi. He tries to convince her, you gotta keep Blue. Jag is too much of a risk to have in this house. You gotta get rid of him. He's gonna be a problem. And Mimi pushes back on this because she's bonded a lot with Jag lately, and Blue hasn't really been talking to anyone other than Jared and his mother Felicia. I still have trouble saying that with a straight face. I'm like, this is real. Like, this is what she thinks. Come on, Blue. Get your head in the game. Um, Cameron, believe it or not, said something accurate. He says that Izzy has a codependency problem with Sari, and she freaks out when someone tries to get close to her, or when Izzy's away from Sari too long because Izzy's a half knot this week, and Sari is not. So, yeah, Cameron is actually kind of onto something. Izzy is incredibly codependent on Sari, and all I can think is that Onion headline, heartbreaking, worst person you know, makes a great point. Granted, Cameron is not the worst person in that house. I still think it's Jared, but it it's still an apt comparison in my opinion. Now, with all this conflict going on, like all these houses being divided, like one common denominator is that nobody really trusts Corey or America too much right now. And where are Corey and America right now during all of this? Well, they're cuddling in the hammock, talking about Mario Kart. Listen, I have very fond memories of Double Dash. I loved that game. Waluigi and Daisy, that was always my team. I I haven't played any of the newer ones because I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but I watch Mario Kart videos online, and they're hilarious. The guys I watch are hilarious because they just yell at each other so much. And I would love talking Mario Kart or any video game that I have a fondness for with a beautiful woman like America. Here's the problem. Corey and America are sinking fast in that house. They their fingers were really on the pulse before, but since they've started cuddling, getting their cuddle on, they have really both lost a lot of their game sense, and they don't realize how precarious both of their situations are. Now, am I saying that one of them is definitely going next? Absolutely not. First of all, I do think Corey and America have comp winning potential in them. There's also the fact that Red and Cameron are definitely not very popular in the house. Nobody likes or respects them at all. And for that matter, no one likes or respects Bowie all that much. But I feel like Bowie would probably just get a pass just on being completely useless. And between Jag and Blue, whichever one stays, like no matter what, they're going to remain a target. So, Corey and America, they have some ways out. They are smart enough to get out of this situation that they have found themselves in. But here's the thing: I have been feeling for a while that the three most sane people in that house are Corey, America, and Mimi. But I thought that Corey and America were playing the better game because I thought they were more social. Mimi, I was like, you need to start making some connections with people, some stronger connections, or you're just going to be cannon fodder in a couple weeks. But Mimi is actually finally starting to build up her social game a little more, and Corey and America are they're becoming the next Jared and Blue. They're not really interacting with anybody else. They're just doing their own thing. And neither of them realizes how much trouble they're in. And Blue, for that matter, doesn't realize how much trouble she's in. And she doesn't seem to care. She's on the block. She's going to be sitting on the block on Thursday night. And she's just very laid back and chill. And this is kind of why they started flipping, or almost flipping on Cameron last minute last week. It was like, oh, he's just too relaxed. He hasn't even packed his bag yet. So yeah. That's where I think a lot of people stand. There are some people who probably need to be more aware of where they stand in the House. Corey and America, I think, are capable of realizing that they're not sitting as pretty as they think they are. I just need them to finally wake up and smell the coffee. All right, now I am gonna head over to Twitter, see what has gone down in the 46 minutes since I started streaming. My drink of choice today is orange juice, by the way, in case you were wondering. Yeah, that was always my go-to for COVID. Like when COVID really started getting bad, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna drink more orange juice, get my immune system a little bit of a boost. Gonna wear my mask, keep my distance, get vaccinated as soon as possible. And wouldn't you know it, I've never had COVID. Okay. So apparently something has gone down with this America's vote. Red and Cameron are talking, and Red's like, "I know America loves me." Well, like America, the country, not America, the house guest, because America, the house guest, hates him, and America, the country, hates you. But he thinks America, the country, loves him. And Cameron's like, "I never trusted these America's vote powers anyway." Mm-hmm. All right, that's all I saw on my timeline. Shout out to Jolene Lunzer, definitely one of the most entertaining BB recappers out there. But yeah, she's the one who shared that, so I was just going off that train of thought. But now I'm checking my my real go-to, Big Brother Daily. Oh, we got some updates. Wait, hold on. Was Red actually picked for this America's vote? Come on. How big is his TikTok following? Oh, come on. Really? I mean, apparently, Jag is talking to Blue and saying it's you, Suri, and Red so far. But then Red said, hold on. This is what happens. I memento Big Brother updates. Like I just kind of go in reverse. Like I start with my timeline, so I just see most recent, but then I go to BB updates and I try to go in order. Well, Corey and Jared are thinking Jag got picked. Now they're starting to like they know about it, so now they're questioning like what this means for the week. Izzy and Sari are saying this is a factor in what we're gonna do, like on eviction night. Corey doesn't think Red got picked. Corey doesn't think Blue would be picked either. But Jared thinks so. But, Jared views Blue a little differently than Corey. Oh? Oh, Jared, you are dumb. But thank you. This is what Corey said. I don't think Blue would be picked. Jared says, I think so because she's in the same position as Jag. Corey says, she's in a much different position. There is no chance she is going home. And then Jared says, people are considering it big time. Just know that. And now, Corey is aware of a potential flip, and if he wants to do something about it, then, you know. Oh, Jared keeps going. Jared says, you've got Matt, you've got Mimi, who's definitely considering evicting Blue. Corey's like, it's not going to happen. Where are the votes? Jared says, Izzy's fearing for her life. Corey's like, you think Izzy would save Jag? Jared's like, why wouldn't she? Corey's like, why would she? Oh boy. I mean, I don't know if this is what Corey would actually want. Would he actually want Blue to leave over Jag? Does he care that much? Like, is he willing to go against Cameron? Or he says, I don't think they would evict Blue because it would make you mad. Jared says, I feel like I haven't been wrong on these things just yet. Or he says, I think you were wrong on this one. Jared says, I think it's something people might be considering, maybe not. Jared says, Jag, Serene, who's your other two? Corey says, I think it could be America. America says, it could be you. Jared says, definitely not you. Corey, why are you so confident it wouldn't be me? Jared says, you are far from an underdog. America's like, it's not just that. Jared says, you don't have the greatest personality for people to want to make you fan favorite. I hate this guy. I hate him. He is such a jerk. He doesn't realize what a jerk he is. Oh god, I hate him. I hate him. I hate Jared. And Corey says, there's no argument that compared to you, I have such a drab, dry personality. You are so dynamic. Jared says, you don't gotta take it personal. You made it personal! Oh my god, no, 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 I can't. I can't take this anymore. Jared, he should not be allowed around people, okay? I am sick of people like this. They think they're the best socializers in the world, but all they do is cut people down and still get away with it. They still have more people coming to them to be their friends. If I were Corey, if he said this to me, I'd be like, go F yourself. Oh, God. Oh. I hate Jared. I hate him. I still hate Luke more. But Jared has to stop. And he has to stop now. You know, I've talked before about how me being in my room like this, it gets hot. Like, it's not even very hot out today, but just in this room, it gets hot. Today, I haven't been very hot, but now I'm heated. I am. Oh, don't have the greatest personality. Corey has been number one on the daily polls a lot. I don't know if he still is, but he's been number one for quite a few days already this season. Jared has been very close to the bottom and just getting lower. I mean, I think at best, Jared was only ever in the middle. but he quickly started dropping down. And it's just, to me, it's Cody Cauliflower all over again. Like, this guy who's just an absolute patronizing jerk in every conceivable way is just having an easy ride to the end. And that's what's happening with Jared. He's gonna be fine. Nothing's gonna happen to him. He's probably gonna win. He's gonna be the next Cody Cauliflower or Jackson Mickey or some other guy that doesn't deserve his win. Just won because everything just worked out perfectly for him. I mean, I hope at the very least he can be like the next Tyler, where a bitter jury just leaves him in second. And and that's all I got. I need to I need to go calm down. I need to like go for a walk. I need to just like listen to a song I really like. I need to write some fan fiction for something, or just fiction in general with a character based on Jared, and just have this character die horribly. That's how much I hate Jared at this point. He's a scumbag. That's what I'm going to end with. Follow me on Twitter at NickRyansYT. You can have links to my Twitch channel and my YouTube channel. I will see you next time. Peace out. Jared's a scumbag.